Welcome back. This is lesson 3. We're going to take a look at the ribbon overview. So I want to begin with demonstrating how we're going to set up our display so that it feels comfortable, and how we can open all our different windows and tools so that we have them accessible throughout our writing. If you click on Window here, you're going to see under the Score Manager tool that we looked at before, you're going to see we have these options. We have the mixer, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later. But today we're going to take a look at playback controls. Also the main tool palette. Simple entry palette. Simple entry rest palette. And the smart shape. So you'll notice that in my finale, I have it set it up in a way that is comfortable for me. I have them all lined up here, but it might happen to you that when you open these windows, some of them are in the middle of your screen. So really take a moment to see what's the most comfortable option for you. What I like to do is I like to make my score window a little bit smaller and drag it down this way, so that I can have all my tools lined up and I can see everything. So this is my favorite setup. Now we're going to take a look at each one of these tools and controls individually. The playback control is going to allow us basically to play back the music that we write. So if you hit this button here to go all the way back to the top, and then you click on play, as you can see here, it's going to play. Now we have no music, so we have no sound, but soon we're going to see how we can listen to the music that we wrote. You can also use your space bar to stop the playback, and you can use your space bar to start the playback again. Our second tool here is a simple entry palette. Here you can choose your different note values. If you hover over it, you're going to see the names of each one of the notes. And also you have the eraser here, repitch option, double whole note. It's a note. It's something where it's not so, we're not going to use it very much, but it's accessible to us here. We have the dot, we have our accidentals, the sharp, flat, natural, half step up, half step down. We have our ties, our tuplets, triplets, and grace notes. So this is going to be a very, very useful tool we're going to start exploring very soon. Same thing for the rests. We have all our rest options available here. And then here, our main tools palette, we're going to spend a few lessons talking about these different options in details and these different tools. But in this lesson, I want us to take an overview of what these are. So the selection tool, you're going to always go back to it whenever you're scrolling through, whenever you want to select one measure. If you want to select multiple measures at once, what you're going to do is you're going to click on one measure, then hit Shift, and then select any amount of measures you'd like. So as we looked at before, this is our zoom tool that you can use it, but as I mentioned earlier, I personally prefer using Command minus and Command plus. This tool, it's sometimes useful. It's a hand grabber tool. It allows us to basically grab our score and move around. I don't personally use it so much, but it can be useful if you have a very large score and if the scrolling is not so comfortable for you. The next tool here is our staff tool. Our staff tool is going to be very useful to set up our score and to make it look professional. And we're going to take a look in our next lesson into that in more detail. Then we have our measure tool, our key signature tool, time signature tool, simply entry tool, which basically takes us to this window. The speedy entry tool, which we're going to take a look in order to use our keyboard, MIDI keyboard to enter notes. Then we have our tablet tool, Smart Shape tool opens this window. We have our expression tool for dynamics, articulations, lyrics, chords, clef tool, repeat tool, note mover, and so on. We're going to take a look at the most important tools in this list, but I wanted you to get familiar with these details today. One more thing I want us to look in today's lesson is the mixer window. So if you go back into window and select mixer, this is another way to edit the sound that comes out, the playback sound, once you write your music and you're hearing back. In this mixer window, you can solo one instrument, you can mute one instrument, and we're gonna use it for your playback options. So it's either using the page layout and the mixer, or like we saw in a previous lesson, you can also select Studio View and you have your mixer incorporated into your scroll view. One last thing I want to share today is if you're looking for something and you can't find it in your Finale, you might be looking for a tool, you might be looking for how to input lyrics, I always recommend using the help option, and in search, you can enter, let's say, I don't know how to find an eighth note. It's gonna show me exactly where to go. It's gonna show me the simple entry and the direct option for the eighth note. So I hope this was helpful. I look forward to our next lesson. Thank you.